What up, guys? Dmulo Fitness. So today I'm going to be talking about why I do intermittent fasting and the mistakes people make and the assumptions they make that are wrong about intermittent fasting. Stay tuned. Alright, so let's start off on what intermittent fasting is. So it's basically a period where you go without food, and after you've gone without food for a certain amount of period, then you have a small window to eat. So there's 14 to 16 hours, there's 16 to 18 hours, and then there's 24 hours, okay? So for females, you normally want to be around 14 to 16. For men, want to be about 16 to 18, and then 24 hours is more intense kind of fasting. So that's really the different kinds of intermittent fasting and for gender groups, right? So that's basically what it is. So it's basically an amount of time where you're without food, and then you have a shorter window to ingest all your calories and so on. Okay, the reason I love doing intermittent fasting so much is because it helps me to stay lean, and it helps me have bigger meals, feel fuller, even with less calories. So let me explain. So when you have a small amount of window to eat a certain amount of calories, it's obviously going to be harder to eat the certain amount of calories you have in the shorter window, as opposed to having the whole day where you're trying to ingest a certain amount of calories. So let's say your maintenance. So maintenance is the amount of calories you need to maintain your body weight. Let's say it's 3,000 calories, right? And you have basically 12 hours to eat it. So basically the whole time you're awake to eat it. So let's say you wake up at 7 every day. So you have breakfast at 7, then at 10 you have your next meal, then maybe lunch, and then maybe like a pre-afternoon snack, and then dinner. So that's what, 5 to 6 meals. But with the intermittent fasting, right, with that same amount of calories, you probably have to eat those calories in 2 or 3 meals. So let's say you fasted for 18 hours. You have 6 hours to eat the 3,000 calories. You know what I'm saying? So for people that are cutting, this would be easy because you have less time to eat bigger meals, as opposed to having the small amount of calories in a bigger space of time, if that makes sense. So this is why I love doing it, because it allows me to eat bigger meals, feel fuller without actually eating a lot, without actually overeating, right? And this is good for people that are used to eating bigger meals, find it difficult to cut and really like get loose, enjoy themselves. And I wouldn't recommend this for people like ectomorphs, people that are really like slim and tiny, that find it hard to eat. I wouldn't recommend this for you. But for people that find it difficult to not overeat, find it difficult to cut down, I definitely recommend not even fasting 18 hours, but even trying to push your first meal out 2 to 3 hours later. So instead of having breakfast at 8, have it at 10, or instead of having at 8, have it at 12, just to make things more simplified, right? And that's the first reason why I love doing intermittent fasting, because it helps me stay lean. It helps me be able to eat small amount of calories in a short window, right? So it basically helps me to have bigger meals, right? To help me feel fuller, more satisfied, and all that. And yeah, so that's reason number 1. So the second reason I love intermittent fasting is because I'm a busy person, okay? I'm up at 5 a.m. every single day, right? Working, doing my workouts, doing my programs, planning out my day, meditation, all like everything, right? And I don't want to make breakfast at 5 a.m., right? I'm basically not home till after 12 anyway, right? And in the fasted period, I find I'm more focused, right? I'm more focused to tackle task by task by task, right? And I can't do that if I'm constantly thinking about what I'm gonna make, what meals I'm gonna eat, right? So intermittent fasting really helps people that are truly busy, that don't have the time to be in the kitchen all the time preparing meals. I know those meal prep, but don't have the time to sit down and actually enjoy their food in the time frame, right? This helps me in that aspect, and this also helps me appreciate food when I'm eating it, right? Because being so busy, being away from everything, you don't want to just have 10 minutes to eat your food, you're rushing eating. No. I like to focus on work, focus on my workouts, focus on what I have to do, and then when the time comes I have to eat, then I eat. So intermittent fasting can help people that are truly too busy to be thinking about food, right? So that's my second reason. My third and final reason I love it so much is because it actually forces me to drink more water. During the fasted state, you're hungry, right? If you first start out, you think about food all the time, and one of the best things you can do to suppress hunger is to trick your stomach into thinking it's full. The only way you can do that is with water, right? So in the fasted period, drinking your water will be really helpful. So the fasting helps me be able to drink more water. So that's my third reason why I like intermittent fasting. Alright, so we're in my car right now. I finally have a shirt on, yes, for you complainers that don't like my shirt or don't like my no shirt, whatever. Anyway, so we talked about the 3 reasons why I like doing intermittent fasting. So now I'm gonna kind of walk through the mistakes people make or the assumptions people make about intermittent fasting. Alright, before I continue, gaining weight and losing weight is all about the calories you put in versus the calories out. So if you're consuming more calories than you burn, you're gonna gain weight. If you're consuming less than you burn, if you're consuming less than you burn, you're gonna lose weight. Alright? So intermittent fasting doesn't stun anybody from getting bigger or doesn't make you lose weight at a faster rate. Right? So those are just things to keep in mind, okay? So I'm gonna just step in. So the first mistake or assumption someone makes about intermittent fasting is it's a magic pill to losing fat, right? No, it's not. It's really not. Okay? Like I said, it's the calories you put in versus the calories out. So if you're consuming more than you burn, you're gonna gain. If you're consuming less than you burn, you're gonna lose. Right? So intermittent fasting only helps you to be able to eat a certain amount of calories in a shorter window of time. That's it. So it's not a magic pill to lose fat. Maybe when you're in the fasted state, you're using some body fat for energy, but it's really it's miniature. It's miniature. You see the big results after doing it for a while. Okay, so that's the first mistake people make. We're gonna drive around for a bit and kind of talk to you guys as I go. Okay, so the second assumption people make about intermittent fasting: it's hard to do, it's difficult to do. Guys, the body adapts to anything. No matter what you do, if you do something enough, your body will adapt. Please be mindful when listening to me about this, right? Like I said, if you do anything for a while, your body will get used to it. So I'm not saying you should go out and do intermittent fasting, okay? But before you judge something, make sure you try this for at least 2 weeks, at least 3 weeks, at least 4 weeks, right? Make sure you give it a try before you're quick to judge it, right? It's not hard to do. It's just like anything else. Just like getting bigger, just like getting better at basketball, just like getting better at anything. You just got to do it to be able to sustain it, right? right? So that's the second thing. People thinking it's difficult and thinking it's not doable. Okay, so that's the second assumption people make about intermittent fasting. And we're on to the third one. So the third mistake people make about intermittent fasting is thinking you cannot get size with fasting. Just like I said, calories in versus calories out. It doesn't matter what time of the day you eat. It just matters how much you eat, right? As long as you're getting all your calories you need to gain, you're gonna gain, okay? So that's another mistake people make with the fasting, thinking you cannot gain from it. So the fourth one is thinking you're starving yourself. Just because you go through a period where you're not eating calories, or maybe you're busy, or maybe you are doing other things other than eating, doesn't mean you're starving yourself. It just means you're putting your calories for later on the day. It doesn't mean you're starving yourself. Just because you're fasting doesn't mean you're starving yourself. That's another misconception about fasting. People thinking you're starving yourself. You're not starving yourself. You're saving your calories for a later time, to enjoy it. Anyways, those are just things I think about it, you know, my opinion and the things I've heard people say about it. Alright, so this is not a video to get you guys to do it or anything like that. I wouldn't recommend it for people that find it difficult to eat bigger meals. I recommend it for people that find it hard to maintain low calorie diets, right? So if you even pushed out your first meal later on the day, it would be easier for you to have bigger meals with a small amount of calories. That's what I think. So this is not for me to push it out to anybody. This is just me saying why I do it and why you should do it. But I'm not forcing you to do anything. It's your life, right? You can do whatever you want to do. But I'm just saying the reasons why I do it and the things people say about it that aren't so true. Okay? Thank you for clicking the video and watching. Make sure to like, share, subscribe to my channel. Check me out on Sundays. And yeah, man, I'll see you guys next video. Peace.